And you were asked if you thought someone could live on the minimum wage in the state, and you said we should be trying to come up with jobs that pay more than that. And then you said the way you do that is not by setting an arbitrary amount by the state. That sounds like you're not a particular fan of the minimum wage. What is your position on the minimum wage? Should we have it?
Well, I'm not going to repeal it, but I don't think I don't think it serves a purpose, because we're debating then about what the lowest levels are at. I want people to make, like I said the other night, 2 or 3 times that. Lawyers go out and create the kind of jobs that are going to do just that.
So you said you don't believe the minimum wage serves any purpose.
Well, no, I said it's for that standpoint. I said I'm not going to repeal it. It's there. I mean, I think that that takes you down a different path than Mario. I think the best thing we should be doing is driving that up. I mean, there's a real difference that are paying much higher than that.
But until those jobs come back, you have a lot of adults working in those flipping burger jobs as you described.
But you know, the challenge is not just the jobs. This is my point the other day. The challenge is both, yes, in a case, some of the cases, jobs. Statewide, almost 5,000 more spots into.
So when polls in the state show that people want the minimum wage increased, what don't they understand? You don't agree with that?
I do. I think what they want is, what they say is, I want wages to go up. Not just the minimum wage.
Well, no, they say the question is, do you want the minimum wage increased?
Okay, but ask a poll. You could ask anything. If you sat down and asked the same group of people who are polled, what do you mean by that? And I would challenge people to go do that. Ask people, what do they mean about that? Do you mean it should be a specific dollar or not? No, what they mean more than anything is they think wages should go up. Wages for others who are getting by, and themselves. Most people who are polled on that don't live off the minimum wage, but they too want their wages to go up. Why? Because years ago, the challenges that we inherited with jobs, but it was also in many ways a metaphor for a lot of families in the state who in 2009 and 2010 and even before that had taken pay cuts in order to keep jobs. One of the women I mentioned at the beginning of my comments the other night, a woman named Sandy from the Wausau area, a classic example of this. Before she got laid off, she had actually taken a pay cut in order to try and preserve her job. Now, in her case, it was a double whammy. She still ended up getting laid off. Others kept their jobs, but they maybe got a 5 or 10% pay cut. And it wasn't just in big businesses. A lot of small businesses, in fact, a lot of small business owners I've talked to themselves didn't take pay for a while because they didn't want to lay people off, or they didn't want it to be as big of a hit. And so I think, that, to me, instead of focusing on what that is, which would have a negative impact on people looking for that seasonal or youthful employment, what I want to do is figure out a way, how do we raise wages for everybody, particularly for those looking to support their family.